All right, good morning. Coach Slack here. Continuing some of my readings. Today I finished the Epistle to Diognetus by Mathetes. I really want to share chapter 10 here, entitled The Blessings That Will Flow from Faith. It's a few paragraphs long, so I'll get right into the reading. If you also desire to possess this faith, you likewise shall receive first of all the knowledge of the Father. For God has loved mankind, on whose account he made the world, to whom he rendered subject all the things that are in it, to whom he gave reason and understanding, to whom alone he imparted the privilege of looking upwards to himself, whom he formed after his own image, to whom he sent his only-begotten Son, to whom he has promised a kingdom in heaven, and will give it to those who have loved him. And when you have attained this knowledge, with what joy do you think you will be filled? Or, how will you love him who has first so loved you? And if you love him, you will be an imitator of his kindness. And do not wonder that a man may become an imitator of God. He can, if he is willing. For it is not by ruling over his neighbours, or by seeking to hold the supremacy over those who are weaker, or by being rich and showing violence towards those who are inferior. In none of this happiness will be found, nor can anyone by these things become an imitator of God. But these things do not at all constitute his majesty. On the contrary, he who takes upon himself the burden of his neighbour, he who, in whatsoever respect he may be superior, is ready to benefit another who is deficient. He who, whatsoever things he has received from God, by distributing these to the needy, becomes a God to those who receive his benefits. He is an imitator of God. Then thou shalt see, while still on earth, that God in the heavens rules over all. Then thou shalt begin to speak the mysteries of God. Then shalt thou both love and admire those that suffer punishment, because they will not deny God. Then shalt thou condemn the deceit and error of the world, when thou shalt know what it is to live truly in heaven. When thou shalt despise that which is here esteemed to be death, when thou shalt fear what is truly death, which is reserved for those who shall be condemned to the eternal fire, which shall afflict those even to the end that are committed to it. Then shalt thou admire those who for righteousness' sake endure the fire that is but for a moment, and shall count them happy when thou shalt know the nature of that fire. So, he who has ears to hear, and he who has eyes to see, I think will understand these words. Saint Mathetes was a disciple of the apostles. The word Mathetes actually means disciple, and I think if you can find this online, the Epistle to Diognetus. It's only 12 chapters long. I would suggest reading it, and when reading these words, you can truly see that he was a disciple of the apostles who received in simple form the words directly from Christ. And these things are important on how we should conduct our daily life and how we should live. And like the chapter I just read, the blessings that will flow from such faith. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.